It's Colleen,
Oh.
public.
Public, okay.
Yeah.
I figured if she's on the phone, she wouldn't. All right, let's call this meeting of the Johnson County Recycling District to order on May 9th, 2022 at 1:33 p.m. Roll call.
Brian Baird. Ron West,
Present.
Kevin Walls,
Present.
John Myers,
Here.
Mark Myers,
Here.
David Lexi.
Here.
So we have a quorum.
Thank you. Move for approval of the minutes from the March 14th meeting.
So moved.
First,
Second.
second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same.
I abstain.
You weren't here, were you?
Right.
Are you that with Commissioner West?
I wasn't here either.
Technically, you can vote on
No,
it.
you can still vote.
You can vote,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can vote for minutes even if you didn't.
Right, doesn't
Yeah.
mean you were there, it just means you are approving them as the official record of our meeting.
I'll change mine to aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that. So everybody is.
It was unanimous.
It was unanimous aye, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now we need approval of minutes from the executive session.
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries.
I'm not too sure.
Okay, we'll just skip over the treasurer's report right now. Why don't we CAC? Let's skip over that. We'll go to the director's report, maybe circle back around for the treasurer's
Circle
report.
back.
Yeah, I hope so. I have not heard otherwise, and Carla did just pull up that there was an accident by that area. So I don't know if he's stuck in traffic, but I mean, I haven't heard.
Say it's on 65, so.
Oh, we
We're
just
still
jammed
running.
up everything. Yeah,
There's one on 135 too.
Oh, great.
Right by his office on the
Yeah.
right ways, so.
okay, go ahead, Jess.
Well, welcome. We have a sunny day. I'm thrilled about that. So we still are down people, but I do want to say we are growing the cardboard program regardless. We have had some good word of mouth recently, and so people are actually reaching out to us within the confines of Franklin. And we do hope to continue to grow that program and move, more north. Certainly as businesses come back alive, as they have been with all of this COVID. So Stephen will be going on paternity leave this summer. So we do have 2 college students that are supposed to be coming in to at least cover for the summer. So that will help us to hold over. And then maybe come August, we'll get some real employees instead of the employees that just keep sending in their resume, but not answering their phones. So we've had about 40 of those come through. So fingers crossed. Ron, are you okay? Is the chair-
Yeah, that's usually the one I get.
I
Yeah.
got the bins the way I descended there.
Oh, goodness. So we are excited about that anyways, that our program is growing. We actually did have a cardboard pickup today. So still growing great with that program. I do want to bring your attention, in case you didn't see it on 65, to our statewide, to our local regional marketing campaign. Could you pull that website up for me? It is indianacirculareconomy.org. I am the proud developer of this, so please no negative comments. But the top is the billboard that you may have seen on 65. It was right outside of Greenwood, and we did get a lot of positive feedback on that. But basically, this is the landing page that we used to speak about what a circular economy it is, what a linear economy is, basis circular economy, what it actually does for us. So we spoke about the fact, the truth, and the reality of what is happening right here in Indiana. And then we directed people, just gave a basic, what can you do? And then we directed people to the 3 main organizations, us, of course, being the fact that it was in Johnson County, and we are the ones that supported that, Circular Indiana, and then the Association of Solid Waste Management Districts. Our hope with this is not only to bring attention, which of course it has, because if anybody's been listening to the governor recently, he has used the term circular economy quite a bit and spoke at a statewide, well, actually it was a national wide program on Friday at Heritage. They brought in many different people to speak about the benefits and where they're going with circular economy, of course, through engineering protocols and reuse of many of the products that they bring in. They are a hazardous waste huge organization, but they also do a lot of engineering, as we've talked about before, about the possibility of tires and glass and different things in road work and construction. And so it was an excellent program, and the governor did speak about that because of the need, certainly in the state of Indiana, as we continue to struggle with getting the resources for manufacturing. So pretty exciting that it's actually being spoken about in that regard by the governor. So it is our hope that we are going to bring this campaign, hopefully statewide or some version of it statewide, through the possibility of an IDEM marketing grant. So we are working on that with the various organizations. If it does go statewide, when it does, each association that, or each district that is in that area will then plug into this website. And that way they can be directed to get some basic information. And then also, of course, the statewide websites for that as well. So we are really, I'm really proud of it. And we're excited about the opportunity that it may hold. My hope is that maybe this would be a kickoff for America Recycles Day, which is in November. And then again, run throughout the year, because that would also run through the legislative session. It is, of course, a long session coming up. And so we would be able to look at various opportunities through different means, whether it be, I mean, we wouldn't be pushing laws by any means, but, you know, just the idea that we need to use our resources better than we currently do. So there is already a lot of discussion in regards to that. So that's what we did. That was part of our Earth Day campaign. We also went to two of the libraries. I will say Clark Pleasant Library is beautiful. It's wonderful what they did with that space. They really did take in mind sustainability. And so we are going to help them also with their gardens when they come through, possibly with some rain barrels, but also the planting of native plants and different things. And so we're going to be in communication with them in regards to that. We did have an amazing speaker who actually is been recreating her floodplain out in the county into a sustainable network of fruit trees and vegetables and various herbs, all original native plants. And she, gosh, I mean, I want to think she hopes to gain like 25,000 pounds. And a lot of it is actually in a floodplain. So we were teaching people what you can do when you have a floodplain and how you can still grow and what that can look like. So we did that both at the Johnson, at Franklin, and of course at Clark Pleasant. We had our full program of handing out the reusable bags and all the information within that. The libraries love that. The patrons love it. We give them a library bag, and the libraries are also able to put their material in there, but it's a great way for us to reach the entire county without having to run to all the different places ourselves. So the library is a huge help with that. And again, the patrons love that. We also got back into Franklin schools, which was really exciting. And we did a program 3 days at the Franklin High School, various programs, lots of positive feedback. The teacher was super excited, and we are hoping to work with her again. And it gave us a thought that we use this really fun Jeopardy program, and it's something like $50 for the schools. And I know we've talked about the ability to maybe give back to the schools. And she said, well, I'm going to go to the science department and see if they'll do this. And we thought, wow, for $50, we could do a lot of science departments in the county. So we are going to hopefully roll that out as we roll out our education programs for the year. We're also going to offer that opportunity if your science department would like to just fill out a reason how you're going to use this, and we will provide you with that reimbursement for doing this, because it also gets our foot in the door, because we can help them with some of the questions and some of the things we'd like to see. So it was something really simple, and it really turned into something that I think will be beneficial to everyone. And the really cool thing is you can use it in so many different ways, especially as testing changes and as their curriculum changes, it's so easy to just go in there and change some of the wording and recognize, and the kids had fun because they got to buzz in because everything could be done by their phone. So it was extremely interactive. And so they really did enjoy that. So we learned a lot. And again, we're always trying to spread goodwill and new programs and new ideas. So we actually did Toodly Do toys as well. And that was neat because two of the people, it always still amazes me. One of them was actually a huge recycler and she was so excited we were there, but two of the people still didn't know that they could come, and recycle with us and how. And so they sat there for 15 minutes gaining information and coming to us. So again, sometimes we feel like, well, a program to a preschool doesn't necessarily give us the feedback, but when we can have that parent sitting there with that preschooler, we really are able to connect with the community. So we're continuing down that path of trying to make sure that we have adults with the children, and because that seems to really be helping us to grow our programs. The last thing we also are working on is, wow, just lost my train of thought. Okay. Well, it was along those lines of working with the programs. We do, of course, have two programs coming up
Working
with
on memory care?
Yeah, working on memory care. Yeah, I do need to go to those programs. So we are. I know. Thank you, Glenn. Actually, because it actually has to do with the city of Franklin. We are hoping to work with the city of Franklin because they have changed, of course, with Ray's coming on board and bringing the 96-gallon toters. And as Greenwood remembers how it was when all of those things changed, we have had some unhappy patrons. And so we're trying to work on education with that. But one of the things that we hadn't thought of is the fact that maybe there would be changes to people that were in small multi-family housing. So maybe they were only 3 or 4 units that did have trash and recycling before that don't have it currently. So we are hoping to work with the city to obtain maybe some of that information so that we can do a direct mailer to those homes to speak about, one, how you bring your material to us, what, how it can be handled, what we take, and their options. We do have a transfer station. We do have other ways of getting trash picked up instead of throwing it in the dumpsters on the, down in the city and so forth, or behind our building. We haven't been dumped on in 2 years until now. So we are going to work on that program as well. So that's kind of our summer initiative, is maybe working with them, doing a chamber thing, even going into the community if that's helpful. But if we can get even 1 or 2 of those people to maybe come to a talk at the library, then normally they're the best advocates for getting that information out to the other residents. So that is our goal for this summer, is working on that program. And beyond that, of course, we will have our budget presented to you in July. And I think that's the long and short of it.
Okay. Anybody got any questions?
Well, yeah.
Ron does.
The 2 most important things I learned in life are, well, the first one I can't remember, but the second one is write everything down.
No, that's the funny thing is I do, and I didn't write it down. I wrote down notes even. I mean, I'm getting so much better about that.
All right. Well, thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Legal report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be brief. We have pursuant to your instructions. First thing I should say is thank you, Mr. West. Your representative has been very helpful in working with me, as well as Jesse. And Jesse, of course, has been very helpful in working with me with our landlord to extend our lease agreement. Pursuant to your marching orders from the last meeting, you told us to reach out and try to get a 3-year lease, which we were able to do. I will tell you that the amount did increase. Previously, we're paying $6,840, which, looking at commercial rates, which we've looked at, was unbelievably low, given 6,000 square feet. We are now at $7,750. That the bulk change over a year is $82,080 to $93,000. Incrementally, it goes up the year after that to 96, and then it goes up to 100, and then we'll be done with our 3-year lease. We have, Ron and I have met as early as, or as late as this morning, finalizing some of the terms. One of the things that we needed to have done were some of the repairs needed to be done. They are ongoing, and that's why we have not executed the actual lease. If you are so inclined, I would like to ask for your approval to go ahead and do it now that they've met the requests that we have to execute that lease. We did pay the monthly rent on a good faith basis. So we're still there, even though our prior lease has expired, but we're still there, and we'll probably get there, well, we will be there for the next 3 years. One of the things they're doing, replacing a window. It will not shock you that getting that supply in has been difficult. And so we don't have that window. There was a fire code that needed to be complied with where one of our heaters was, needed to be relocated, and some repairs to the roof. So those are the 3 things that we were hoping to be done before the lease got executed. It's not. And so I prepared an addendum saying these things will be done during the course of the lease. So be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
So they're moving through that list that had been accumulated
Yes,
for the repairs.
that is
Okay.
correct. That's correct. And as I indicated, Mr. West's been very helpful in following through with some of the issues that we had. We negotiated with them, and they did come back at 3. And I think if you do the math roughly at the new number we're at about $12 a square foot, which is still, I think Mr. West indicated to me, he looked at some commercial that was at $20 a square foot right now.
Yeah.
So we're still under where market rate probably is.
Okay, anybody got any questions for Lynn? Thank you.
My request
I'll
would be,
make a
if, it-
motion that we approve the lease for the next 3 years.
thank you.
Second.
I'm sorry, I,
Make the motion to approve the lease.
And
Better
the,
catch up.
by Mr. Meyer.
you need to include the addendum.
It's part of it. It's all,
Okay.
it's on, but thank you for asking. It's all part of it.
Get it caught up, Carla.
motion was made by.
Mark.
Mr.
Second by Mr. Leskey.
All right.
All right,
Oh, no, we no vote yet.
No, no, yeah. Thank you.
good. We have a first and a second. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, same. Motion carries.
Thank you. Nothing further, sir.
Okay,
Pat would like me to step in. He also is under the weather. So,
thank you for not coming.
yes, yes. I've had a daughter.
Now Sherman, now you know Sherman does his reports in about 90 seconds.
Yeah, I can do it even faster.
Where's the hourglass?
Yeah, where's Johnny's
Yeah,
hourglasses?
except we have to remember that we do have a fiscal person who can take over in the absence of our.
And we do, we always nominated Josh as our fiscal officer.
Yes.
There you go, Johnny, you're up, baby.
Yeah, so, but I will not put you on the spot other than the fact that we will need to do vouchers after this, and so we can, if there are any questions, we can certainly address those.
And have you provided Ron copies of the board has had the vouchers, right? I mean, had the,
Yes, you have all that stuff in
Yeah,
front of
you
you.
got
So
all
that's what I was gonna say. So.
Yeah.
You have in front of you the claims report from March 12th to May 6th, 2022. If you have any questions, by all means, I am happy to answer them.
Does anybody have any questions?
No, I just reserve those for Pat, and I like to hassle him.
Seeing none, I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a tie for first.
I'll take second.
Okay,
And then the check register is also available for you.
hold on a minute.
Okay. Oh, sorry, we didn't. Yeah. So yeah, I was trying to get it done within those times.
Okay, we got a motion in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same. Motion carries. All right, now we can go to number 2.
And the check register is there for you. If you do notice that there are jumping of sequences for the checks, it is because we got a new copier that was set up for back-to-back. And we were not aware of that until we went to go print checks. So there are many voids because of the back, you can't really do a back-to-back check. It doesn't work that way. So that would be the reasoning that there is skipping of the check numbers. Beyond that, though, all of the regular bills are there, plus the change also to the lease for this upcoming May. And Carla does have copies of the voided checks if you do need to see those.
Questions?
Make a motion to approve.
First and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were close. Good job on the 92nd. Will. Okay, that brings us down to public comment. Let's say we got our next board meeting is July 11th, 2022. Put that in your phones if you don't have it.
And Carl, on the agenda that I got said next executive board, you just meant next board meeting, not executive session.
Correct.
I was taking it as that. I didn't think we had another.
I didn't think so
exec.
either. It was news to me, so thank you. Thank you.
It's been there for years and years. and
Yeah,
years,
we
but
just, yeah.
now we're gonna move
Okay.
Okay,
it.
and since our stellar audience, do we have any public comment?
We got no public.
No public. So that only leaves one thing.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We got first and a second. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.